My name is Maeve Kelly. My audience members for this speech are my friends Aaliyah, Eddie, and Kalani. My specific purpose statement is to persuade my audience why everybody should care about sex trafficking because of its long-term effects on its victims. Today I'm going to be talking about why you should care about sex trafficking. You may be unfamiliar with the subject or not fully be invested in learning about it due to not having a connection with it. However, I know that each and every one of you out there in the audience has a female in your life that you care about, whether it be your mother, daughter, sister, or friend. So imagine if that person was taken from you and they went through something so traumatic that it changed them as a person and they were scarred for life. According to the Initiative Against Sexual Trafficking, it is estimated that somewhere between 700,000 and 4 million women, children, and men are trafficked each year. 55% of these trafficking victims are women. The physical and psychological abuse they go through require the proper amount of care afterwards, but most do not have access to it, and this is the problem. Victims of sex trafficking face a lot of physical abuse because the traffickers use physical violence to control their victims. They suffer from starvation, beatings, rape, gang rape, broken bones, concussions, burns, and brain trauma. In addition to this, due to improper care, victims can experience gynecological health problems. These can include anything from untreated sexually transmitted diseases, menstrual pain and irregularities, miscarriages, and forced abortions. They also don't have access to birth control methods, and all of that physical trauma can lead to sterilization and infertility in these women. Along with these physical effects, psychological symptoms and mental illnesses are also prominent in these victims. They can include any of the following. Post-traumatic stress disorder is a condition of persistent mental and emotional stress occurring as a result of injury or severe psychological shock. These typically involving disturbance of sleep and constant vivid recall of the experience with dulled responses to others in the outside world. Depression, which is characterized by feelings of severe despondency and dejection, typically also with feelings of inadequacy and guilt, often accompanied by lack of energy and disturbance of appetite and sleep. Anxiety, which is a nervous disorder characterized by a state of excessive uneasiness, apprehension, typically with compulsive behavior or panic attacks. They can have panic disorder, a psychiatric disorder in which debilitating anxiety and fear arise frequently and without reasonable cause. They could have suicidal ideation, which is thinking about or having an unusual preoccupation with suicide. Stockholm Syndrome, which is a feeling of trust or affection felt in certain cases of kidnapping or hostage-taking by the victim towards the captor. They could participate in substance abuse, which is the overindulgence in or dependence on addictive substances, either usually drugs or alcohol. Women who exhibit these symptoms of these mental illnesses are in need of professional help. Victims of trafficking often need psychological care as part of their medical treatment. Mental health professionals working with sexually exploited women and girls emphasize that this trauma recovery is critical to a victim's ability to repair and regain her life. Building long-term, lasting, trusting relationships is at the heart of this therapeutic work, which requires time and flexible models of engagement and treatment, which also includes group therapy with peers, which is why in the media when we see, AA or NA, it's always in a group of peers because that is proven to help with that. Once their access to mental health or counseling services is obtained, many providers are unable to maintain long-term treatment that the victims may require. These providers report that insurance and or funding restrictions are often limiting the number of sessions a victim can receive. So that's why it's so important that these victims have a chance to get help without worrying about insurance or anything like that. So that's why the movement of fighting sex trafficking is so important, because these women really, really need all the help that they can get. I hope that this speech has helped you to at least learn a little bit about sex trafficking as far as the effects that it has on these women, because it really is a big, it's a very, very horrible thing that somebody would have to go through. So I hope that you take the time to learn more about it, do some more research like I did, and yeah, thank you.